What if I told you one of the greatest adventure stories ever told was written nearly 3,000 years ago? No superheroes, no multiverse, no time travel, just one man trying to get home. For 10 years, most people know about the Trojan horse, but surprisingly, that's not actually the story of the Odyssey. It's only the beginning. Chapter 1, the war is over, but the journey begins. The Odyssey doesn't begin with the Trojan War, it begins after it. For 10 long years, the Greeks fought outside the walls of Troy. Then one man changed everything, Odysseus. He came up with the idea of the Trojan horse. The city fell. The war was finally over. One by one, the Greek kings sailed home. Some returned within months. Others took a little longer. But Odysseus would spend another 10 years trying to reach his own kingdom. Why? Because he made one terrible mistake. He angered a god. Chapter 2, the curse of Poseidon. Odysseus wasn't the strongest warrior. He wasn't the fastest. His greatest weapon was his intelligence. During the journey home, his crew became trapped inside the cave of a giant cyclops named Polyphemus. Instead of fighting, Odysseus came up with a plan. He tricked the monster, blinded him, and escaped. The story could have ended there, but as the ship sailed away, Odysseus couldn't resist. He shouted back across the sea, "My name is Odysseus." It was a moment of pride, a moment that changed everything, because Polyphemus wasn't just any monster. He was the son of Poseidon, the god of the sea. From that day on, Poseidon swore that Odysseus would never have an easy journey home. Chapter 3, a world of monsters. From this point, the Odyssey becomes a journey through Greek mythology itself. Odysseus encounters creatures that have inspired stories for thousands of years. The witch Circe, who turns men into animals. The sirens, whose songs lure sailors to their deaths. Scylla, the six-headed monster hiding among the cliffs. Charybdis, the giant whirlpool capable of swallowing entire ships. And then, something even stranger. Odysseus travels into the underworld itself. There he meets the spirits of fallen heroes, including Achilles, the greatest warrior of the Trojan War. Achilles tells him something unexpected. "I would rather be a poor farmer alive than rule over all the dead." It becomes one of the most famous lines in Greek literature, because suddenly, glory doesn't seem worth dying for. Chapter 4, sometimes humans are the real problem. People often remember the monsters, but many of Odysseus' greatest disasters weren't caused by monsters at all. They were caused by people. His own crew. The wind god gave Odysseus a magical bag containing every dangerous wind. He warned them never open it. The crew assumed it was treasure, so they secretly opened it. Their ships were blown all the way back across the sea. Later, they landed on an island where sacred cattle belonged to the sun god. Again, Odysseus warned them, "Don't touch them." They ignored him. Zeus answered with a lightning bolt. Every ship was destroyed. Every sailor died. Only Odysseus survived. Chapter 5, 7 Years of Temptation. Alone, Odysseus drifted across the ocean until he reached the island of Calypso. She fell in love with him. She offered him something no human had ever been offered. Immortality, stay here forever, never grow old, never die. Many people would call that paradise. Odysseus refused, because even eternal life meant nothing if he could never go home. Chapter 6, Home Isn't the Same. By now, 20 years had passed since Odysseus left for war. Everyone believed he was dead. Back in Ithaca, more than 100 noblemen had taken over his palace. They feasted every day. They spent his wealth. And they pressured his wife, Penelope, to choose a new husband. But Penelope had a plan. Every day she wove a burial shroud. Every night she secretly unraveled it. She promised she would remarry only after finishing the cloth. She repeated this trick for years, until someone finally discovered the truth. Chapter 7, The King Returns. When Odysseus finally reached Ithaca, he didn't reveal himself. Instead, he disguised himself as a beggar. He wanted to know who remained loyal and who had betrayed him. Finally, a contest was announced. Whoever could string Odysseus' legendary bow and fire an arrow through 12 axe heads would win Penelope's hand. One after another, the suitors tried. Every one of them failed. Then the old beggar stepped forward. He strung the bow with ease, released the arrow, straight through all 12 axes. At that moment, everyone understood. The king had returned. Together with his son Telemachus, Odysseus fought back, reclaimed his home, and finally ended the journey that had lasted 20 years. People often think the Odyssey is a story about monsters. It isn't. It's about temptation, loneliness, war, loss, and the meaning of home. That's why this story has survived for nearly 3,000 years, because deep down everyone understands what Odysseus was searching for. Not glory, not immortality, not victory, just home. And now Christopher Nolan is about to tell that story again. The question is, How will he choose to tell it? If you're planning to watch Nolan's The Odyssey, understanding the original story will make every character, every reference, and every twist far more meaningful. Because no matter how the film changes the details, the heart of the story has never changed. A man who has seen everything trying to find his way home.